All right, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on episode 2 of Jules TV. This is so exciting. So today I am joined with literally the social media queen, Carmen from the Girly Girl Podcast. Hello, Carmen. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi. Thank you.
So do you want to just start? Oh yeah, of course. Do you want to just start off by dropping your socials and where people can find you?
Yes. So I'm Carmen and I host the Girly Girl Podcast. You can find me for social media on Instagram, TikTok, both at the Girly Girl Podcast. And then of course on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much wherever. YouTube. If you want, my YouTube channel is a bit slacking. It's not doing it's just kind of there. But you can check that out too if you want.
Yes. And all of Carmen's socials are linked down below too. So you can go check it out there because you definitely want to check it out. So great. So great. All right. So I'm just going to start chatting about podcasting because that's your niche. Like that's your thing. So when did you start your podcast and why did you decide you wanted to start?
Okay. So yes, I started my podcast in August 2020. So last year, kind of just, I think, right when I was just starting school, because I live in Kentucky. So school starts in August, not really September. I don't know when your school starts, but I know my sister goes to boarding school in DC. So her school starts in September. But yeah. So pretty much, I'll just give a little short story. But I had a blog at the beginning of summer, and I got super bored of that because, TBH, I hate writing, right? And I don't even know why I wanted to do that.
I didn't even know you had a blog.
I literally kind of abandoned it. It's just kind of there. People ask me about it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like I say I'll be posting every other week. I don't think I've posted since like December.
Stop. That's so funny. Is it still up? Like, can we still read it? Do we want to read it?
I don't know. My writing though, it just sounds more like I'm talking because I suck at writing. So I just write it like I would talk, but it's more like just actual tips, not things about me. Like, I think, I don't know, maybe one was like how to use a cup, how to be more sustainable, whatever. It's not like things actually about me. So I got bored of that. And over the summer, I was kind of obsessed with, do you know Haley Pham and like Lillian, their podcast, Call Me Candid? Yeah.
No, I was
obsessed.
Oh my God, me too. I'm so sad that they're not like doing it anymore.
I know.
Like,
it pissed me off.
I know. Is that, okay, so is that like the origin of your channel? Is that like what inspired
you? Yeah. So I would listen to like all their episodes. And I had always loved Haley and just watching all her videos. I don't really watch them. I haven't watched any of them in a while, but I loved her. And I was like, okay, like how hard can it be? And then I had the idea. And then like 2 days later, I recorded the trailer, which cringe. Yes. So cringy. But you know, we're here for it. We're here for it. It's fine. Yeah.
That is amazing. So you started listening to Call Me Candid. That's awesome. Where did you learn to like grow a podcast, how to start? Like, was that a YouTube? Did you look up YouTube videos, like Google it? What happened there?
Pretty much I learned everything from YouTube. People always DM me this question too. They're like, how do I start a podcast? How did you grow your Instagram? Yeah. And I'm literally, all you have to do, you just Google it. Okay. How to start a podcast or on YouTube because I can't focus that long to read an article. So we say how to start a podcast on YouTube, best hosting platforms for starting a podcast. And pretty much I just Googled a bunch of stuff, watched a bunch of videos. I don't even know. I don't think there was one specific channel that I watched for actually starting a podcast. It was more just kind of random YouTube videos. Some of them were actual, like, I guess, famous YouTubers who had started podcasts. Yeah. And then I think for the more social media type stuff, I watched, I always say her name wrong. It's like Katie Steckley. I don't know her last name. And then that was for Instagram. And then also Vanessa Lau. Love her. She's super helpful for like Instagram. Yeah. And then Robert Benjamin for TikTok. those were like my 3 social media people that really, but pretty much YouTube.
Okay, that's so good to know, especially if any of you friends who are watching from home, if you're interested in starting a podcast, that's really good to know, because I wouldn't even know where to start. I feel like especially the hardest part is starting, and like once you start, like, you're good, because then you can just like get into the swing of things. So I want to talk about the title, the Girly Girl Podcast. Like, what was the inspiration behind it, or was it just like a random like, I think this is a good idea? Like, how did that happen? How'd that start?
Okay, so when I started my podcast, I grabbed my journal and I started just making a list of a bunch of names that I thought could be good. And they were all kind of related to teens, like girl, advice, whatever. They all had those kind of words in it. And so then I had a list. I think I had maybe 10 of them. Some of them were complete trash. They were so bad. Others of them were actually kind of good. And I was like, ooh, kind of like this one. And so I would search Apple Podcasts and Spotify to see if it was already a thing. Because of course you don't want to start something if something else already has the same name.
Yeah.
Because then if someone searches you, then if this other person has more followers, then they're going to show up first. So I didn't want to do like a repeat of a name. And so a lot of my favorite ones had already been done. And then I got to the Girly Girl Podcast and I was like, that's kind of cute. And the people who would listen to my podcast, I thought it would be more like relatable. Like they would want to click on that. So I was trying to think of who I wanted to listen to my podcast. And then I chose a name based on that. And also because I thought it was cute. But
yeah, it is cute. And I think it works so perfectly with the content of your episodes, because it's like, it's such like a teen girl thing, and like the Girly Girl Podcast works perfectly. Like, you nailed it. Do you remember any of like the other ones that you were thinking of? Like the other names?
I think I had like Gen Z advice. Like some of them, a lot of them had like Gen Z in it. Cause I don't know if you know this podcast, but someone who I really loved, especially like her Instagram, which gave my Instagram kind of inspiration, was the Gen Z Girl Podcast. Her Instagram's super cute. She has like a purple theme that I really loved. So I had that in mind, and I kept trying to think of Gen Z. I had like teen advice. Like, that's so boring. Some of them were just like, I think a girlfriend's guide. That was already a thing.
Oh, okay.
But I was just trying to think of words. But I always get from a lot of my guy friends, they're like, you serious? Why the Girly Girl Podcast? Like, that's so stupid. Like, my brother says this all the time. He's like, I'm going to start a podcast and call it the Boy Podcast. And I was like, dude, okay, that sounds stupid. But all the guys just make so much fun of me. And I've had boys DM me, be like, you can't just call it this. I'm like, actually I can, okay? Chill.
I already did. It's already a
thing. Thanks.
Yeah. And also like the cover photo for, I don't really know like what you call that on a podcast, but like
cover art.
Cover art, yeah. Did you design it yourself, or like where was the inspo for that? Because I love it. I think it's so cute.
Thank you. So I actually had one before that was just something I made on Canva, and it was super ugly. If you scroll all the way down to my Instagram, you can find it. It's so embarrassing. I think I had it for maybe a week or two, and I was like, this sucks. This truly sucks. I actually hate it. So then I took a picture of myself just like doing this, because that's what my cover art is. And then I borrowed my sister's iPad and I literally traced it on some random notes app, because she doesn't have Procreate or anything. She doesn't have any drawing apps. So I was just using some random notes app, using her iPad. I had never drawn anything on an iPad. And I was like, this is kind of cute. We're going to go with it.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
Really good.
Yeah, it literally took me forever because I had no idea how to do it.
That's crazy.
But it was fun.
I mean, I love it. It's so cute.
Thank you.
So Carmen and I were talking about this like before we started, but I really am not well versed in the podcasting world. Like, I don't really know too much about creating an episode. So can you just take us through like the entire creative process of making an episode from the beginning to the very end? Because I am so curious to hear.
Okay. So obviously you have to have an idea. I guess I'll just do my process for my episode coming out tomorrow, because that makes it just easier. So my episode tomorrow is about embarrassing stories, and Jules and I were just talking about this before. Some of them, they're so good. I was literally crying by the end. They're so funny. But so first, yeah,
so excited.
So Stay tuned for that. So good. Yes. But so you come up with an idea, and I either do that, just me thinking of something I've been struggling with this week, me thinking something's funny, or I'll ask my Instagram, like, hey, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys need help with? Me trying to be like slick, coming up with ideas when really it's just like people who follow me. But so I have an idea.
Then people like get what they want. They can tell you what they really want to hear from you, and that's really good.
And the good thing about the story thing is that I felt like people would actually want to listen to the whole thing to see if I use their story. So then, and it's also fun just to kind of have your story be a part of it and maybe see what I say about your story. But I don't know. I thought that would be fun. And then always for an episode, I have an outline. I don't use a script. I used to do that, but honestly, it takes so much work. And also it doesn't make it as natural. It just kind of sounds like you're reading a book, which isn't fun. So I'll just have like an outline. In my podcast, I have segments, best and worst of the week. So I'll just like jot down a few things for that. Quote of the week. I'll find some quote on Pinterest, relate it to the episode, type back in. And then if I have any notes, I'll jot that down. And I do this all on a Google Doc. I just have a folder of all my podcast episodes, like for Google Docs. And if I have any links, I'll put that in there. So then when I post the episode, it's easier to find everything. And then I just set up to record, have my mic, headphones. It's pretty easy. It's not very hard. But especially because I don't do like, what is this called? Like visual stuff, because I feel like when I'm trying to do a podcast episode, I'm not trying to think about like, am I looking at the camera? Do I look cute? Am I dressed up? Like I recorded my episid for Monday last night. I looked so bad. It was so dark in my room. It was like 7 p.m. I looked disgusting. I was like, I'm not going to record myself. And I know for like YouTube better, but also, I don't know. It's not my priority.
That's good, because then you can really, really focus on the content that you're trying to capture and the conversations you're trying to have without worrying about, lighting and looking presentable and whatever that is, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's really good. So also we were just talking about Calm and Candid, obviously, but do you have any other favorite podcasts that you just like love?
Yes. I'll say a few. So I've made a lot of friends just through podcasting, and a lot of actually good friends, which is super fun. My parents think I'm literally crazy for having internet friends. I don't know about you, but whenever I talk about someone, my mom will be like, oh, is that the girl from Instagram? Yeah. Okay, like leave me alone. Yes, I have internet friends, and it's fine. It's cool.
Wait, sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just going to say some of my favorites just from some of my friends. Seriously Not Serious podcast. So good. Love them. That's from Gabby and Julia. They live in Brazil. They're the sweetest girls ever. Literally obsessed with them. Even the Little Things. That's Hannah and Dwani. Hannah's an actual icon. I swear we're the same person. I love her so much. She's the funniest person ever. Brown Girls Rising, that's with Saisha. She's also another amazing person. Love her podcast. I'm trying to think of ones that aren't like by some of my friends. Wild Till 9. That's with Laura DIY and her boyfriend. Love them. They're the funniest people ever. It's so good. So I love them. And I've been watching Check Your Aesthetic podcast. You've probably heard of that.
Yes,
I love it.
I was just going to mention that.
I love it.
So cool. It's awesome. Yeah, because I love seeing them. Well, if you don't know, people, all the friends watching, if you don't know, Check Your Aesthetic is with Katie Creative Co. and
Alexis.
I don't know her.
Yeah,
but they interview like business, like small businesses and things like that. Yeah, that was really fun too. But I know I literally last night I was editing a video and I didn't really need to like listen to the sound, and I was listening to the Girly Girl podcast. And if everyone at home, if you've never listened to it, please go check it out because it's so good.
Yes,
like
do it.
Really, It's like, I'm honestly not even kidding. It's like you're on FaceTime with Carmen. Like, my dad walked in. He was like, "Oh, are you on FaceTime?" I was like, "No, I'm listening to the Girly Girl podcast." Like, he
Oh
literally
my God,
said
that's so funny.
It's amazing because it's literally just like a sister or like a best friend or whatever. I love it.
So good. I love that. It's so
yeah,
funny.
I know. I love that. It's just Carmen.
Oh my God.
You're so great. So now, okay, I want to talk about what is like your favorite episode on your podcast, or one that you're just really proud of.
I think there's two of my favorites. One of them was the one with my guy best friend, Seth.
Yes.
Just because that was the funniest thing ever. And he has really bad ADHD and he didn't take his medicine that day. So he was kind of like, he was very chatty. So it made it a lot more fun. We were just talking about our fun, like, family trips, funny moments. People think how we're always dating, how people kept asking us that. And we're just like brother, sister, whatever. It's so fun. And then also my episode about periods, just because I don't know, I love talking about periods, especially like I use a cup and I just think it's so cool. Over the summer, I like had an obsession with cups. So I don't know, that episode was fun. People always tell me they like that episode. Pretty much, I feel like the ones that are my favorites, those are also the ones that people will tell me like, oh, this one was my favorite. I think also another one that people really like, it was one of my first ones. It was about like self-confidence. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like how to be a bad bee or whatever. And I don't know. It's just, I like the ones where I can hype you guys up. It's fun.
That's so amazing. Also, thank you everyone who just recently joined. Hello, thanks for joining. I also love your podcast episode names. They're so fun. Like, they're just so creative, and I think they're like, you can understand, like, you get the point across of what the episode is going to be, but like in a fun way, in a creative way, and I think it's so amazing.
I was actually struggling trying to think of a title for this week's episode because I was debating whether or not I just wanted to like say like exposing your embarrassing stories or whatever, or if I wanted to like use one of the embarrassing stories in the title so everyone would be like, oh my God, like what is she talking about? You know?
Yes, that could be so fun.
But then I didn't want everyone to be like so confused. But also you can read a description of the episode, so I might do that. I just have to pick which one. I think I know which one I want to do though. But I don't know. It'll be funny.
Okay, so now I want to just shift gears from podcasting to TikTok because you're killing it on TikTok. I think the last one 33K.
Yeah, I think so. I think 33K.
Amazing. Like, congrats on doing that. So we need an inside scoop. Like, I need some tips for growing TikTok. Like, what is your number one tip for just growing up?
Okay. I'll give a few because they all kind of tie in together. Also related to this, watch Robert Benjamin on YouTube. Okay. Just like period. He's so helpful. He literally just posts all about TikTok. I noticed, for TikTok, hashtags really don't matter. Because I mean, you can look at your analytics of a video and see like how much come from a hashtag. I think the most I've gotten from a hashtag was like 2%. Okay. Hashtags don't matter. And I've just been recently posting videos without hashtags and they're doing fine. They're like honestly doing some better than some of my other videos. So those don't matter. Don't worry about those. Post multiple times a day, at least 3 times. And post using sounds that are trending or even just like sounds you keep seeing on your For You page. So like for TikTok, you kind of have to be on the app to know what works on the app, which is like annoying, I know. But I feel like that's the same for Instagram. You just have to be on there to see what actually works. So what you can do. And also for TikTok, I feel it's a lot of the time, it's kind of like you're copying someone else, not necessarily using the exact same words, but you're trying to like follow something similar that they did, but relate it back to your niche or like something that you post about. So like if you see a video doing well, like use the same concept, but relate it back to your content and it'll do better. And again, use trending sounds. I wouldn't make a video 60 seconds long. No one can get through that. I mean, I've done that before where I just like keep talking and those videos always do so bad. Unless you're doing like a really juicy story time, I would say max like 40-second video, but usually I would just do like use a sound. If I also have been, I noticed, at least for my account, reacting to and responding to people's comments was always good. And especially like giving advice. I know for my TikTok account, it's kind of a mix of me talking about my podcast, just giving advice and just like, I guess, funny, relatable things kind of. But whenever I'm responding to someone's comment, the ones that always do well are ones like about periods, about shaving, about the kind of like taboo things. And I was actually telling my mom that, and she was like, well, that's probably because a lot of girls don't feel comfortable like talking to their parents or maybe looking something up because they don't want someone to look at their search history, which I mean, that was me when I was younger. So I don't know, talking about things that other people aren't talking about helps. Following the trends. You don't have to be good at dancing. I can't dance at all. You don't have to dance. Like, just do something that's related to your content, but also don't be promoting your thing the whole time. Like for you, you wouldn't want to just like keep posting like new YouTube video, whatever. There's actually a girl on TikTok. Let me find her name. Who is a YouTuber. You probably know who she is. It's like Isabella June Lore, whatever. I don't know, but she's on TikTok and she's a YouTuber, and she posts like really good videos just about, she'll make it a mix of her promoting her YouTube stuff and then also her like giving YouTube tips or doing day in the life college student edition. So like mixing it up, I think is really helpful.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Can you like send me one of her TikToks?
Because
I would love. Oh, Summer, you know Isabella? Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely have to check that out because that's very interesting. And I like if you go on Carmen's TikTok, you will see like you do such a good job at taking a trend, but like making it your own and relating it back to your podcast, but in a way that's like helpful. Like, and I just love it. I think you do such a great job with that. And so, because like your TikTok is just killing it and so is your podcast, have you noticed that your TikTok has helped you grow your podcast?
Yes, 100%. Literally, I think I started my TikTok account in end of December. Okay. So like maybe last 2 weeks of December, I was like, I'm going to go TikTok famous. Like that was my goal. So stupid, right? But I was like, it's for my podcast, so it's fine. And I think I had one video that went quote unquote viral, not really, but it got like 80,000 likes. And that day on my podcast, I was looking at my analytics and my like streams, listens, whatever, they went up by like 10K in one day.
That is so great. Okay, so I feel like I need a notebook. I gotta like take notes over here. Oh my gosh.
I think crazy. I mean, Instagram helped, of course, with my podcast, but like TikTok is really what has helped me. And especially like consistently. I mean, I've had a few other videos that have gotten similar likes. I mean, like 70K, 40K, whatever. And always when a video does well, my listens will go up or the episode for that week will just do better than like it normally would just because of TikTok, which I think is really cool. Because of course, being consistent on Instagram helps with like promoting, but like if you're doing well on TikTok, your YouTube views are going to be better. You're going to have more subscribers. You're going to have more Instagram followers, more people to see what you're posting about, whatever. So it's honestly really cool.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I started a TikTok like for YouTube stuff like last month, and I got to get going on that because I personally love making reels. I think they're so cute and you can make it so fun. But I think I need to get on the TikTok train over here.
You can also literally repost like your TikToks as reels. But like recently people have been saying you need to repost it without the watermark.
Yeah.
So you have to screen record it, which I always forget to do that. And I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, but also you can repurpose them so you don't have to be doing two things at once. Or even if you like reels better, I'm sure you could find a way to screen record a reel or like even save it and post it on TikTok. Like for sure. I think it could go either way.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Okay, I gotta get going on that.
You got it.
So I wanted to move on. So those are like our structured questions, but now I want to move on to rapid fire questions. I love doing these.
I'm kind of scared.
No, but it's okay. It's fun. All right. So the first rapid fire question is, do you like to listen to structured podcasts or more loose, chatty ones?
Chatty all the way. I hate structured podcasts. I listen to podcasts because I'm cleaning, I'm home alone, I'm getting ready for the day. I need something just like kind of there, and I don't want to listen to someone teaching me about something. Like, I love the conversation ones. I think I always listen to podcasts. Usually I have two people, which is funny because mine doesn't, because I don't know. It's just kind of easier to do one person. But when Call Me Candid was a thing, listen to that. Wild Till 9. Always listen. They're so funny. They just tell stories all the time. Stuff like that. I think it's a lot more fun to listen to. And I'm not listening to a podcast to learn something. So I just like the chatty ones.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then what about, do you prefer Instagram Reels or TikToks? Like
TikTok,
creating
100 TikTok 100%. When I first started posting Reels, I had no idea how to use the actual Instagram Reels feature. So I would just upload my TikToks because I had never used it. And even if I wasn't going to post something on TikTok, I would make it in TikTok, screen record it, and put it in Instagram because I just did not understand like how to use Reels. I mean, of course, now I figured it out, but I think I just prefer TikTok because I've had it for so much longer. I think I got TikTok maybe in like 2018, which is kind of freaky. Wow. Yeah, I know. And of course, I've had Instagram for a while, but I just started using Reels like last year. Yeah. So TikTok's always easier for me.
Yeah. And it's definitely just like what you're used to.
What you're used to. Yeah.
If you're used to TikTok, then keep using TikTok, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I know in one of your episodes, you talked about acne and skincare. So what is like your favorite skincare product that you like literally cannot live without?
Okay. I know a lot of the time, like skincare routines, your routine kind of change, but I have one product that I love. Never change it out. It's so good. It's the matcha hemp cleanser from Crave Beauty. Crave with a K, Krave. Obsessed with it.
I've always wanted
obsessed.
To okay, maybe I have to get it now.
So good. I think I've been using it for over a year, and I love it. Like, I actually love it. It's so good.
Okay. So good to know. I'll definitely have to check that out.
And it's not too harsh or anything either. No. So it's like, I know my skin's kind of sensitive, but also it can break out a lot. So it's really good for that. Okay. That's okay. Gotta check that out now. I've been wanting to do it. So many great things about that for sure. So good.
So I love bucket lists. I have a few bucket list series on this channel. So what is one crazy thing that you would put on your lifelong bucket list?
I don't know if this is like crazy, but just because I've never done it, but just going to Europe, I really just want to go to Europe. I mean, I always wanted to do study abroad. I don't know about you, but like in college, do study abroad in some European country, get like a hot European boyfriend, go to the beach. I don't know, like life priorities, right? I just always thought it'd be so fun to like go to Greece, to be on a yacht.
Yes.
To have like some European boyfriend. Life goals.
Yeah, studying abroad would be awesome. That would be so cool. I love that.
It'd be so fun.
So the last question we have is, if you could eat only one meal or only one food for the rest of your life, then what would you eat?
Okay. Oh my God. That's so hard. I guess I'll do the one food. Sauteed spinach. Love it. That's like the most random thing ever.
That, but okay.
Really? It's so random. It's so okay. Sauteed spinach with like butter and caramelized onions.
Okay.
No,
so good. I get it. That's awesome. Okay. Those are all the questions that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and everybody at home, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you learned something new about TikToking, podcasting, spinach, whatever. Everything good. So yeah, thank you so much. And I will see everybody next week. Don't forget to check out Carmen's podcast, and all of her socials will be linked. I think it's down below.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.